Hello everybody and welcome back to the Pokemon Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. When we last left off, we beat the 4th gym. We've gotten a new team member in Rex, and I went to look up what the Rocket Hideout base is going to be like. And it's at a level where I'm comfortable going in there now, because everything in there is about level 22 to level 25, except Giovanni, his ace Pokemon. His ace is actually level 29. There's no build up there. It's not like he starts with level 25, then level 27, then level 29. No, it's just level 24. I think like level 22, level 22, level 24, and level 29, something like that. It's just way higher than the rest of those Pokemon in there. And for a moment there, I was like, but why? Why would you use Metal Claw there? Is an even better question. Why would you stay in against an Octillery is an even better question. I don't have a lot of things that can deal with Octillery. Wow. My question was why? Why isn't there any kind of build-up between... I mean, Giovanni in general has higher level Pokemon than the grunts around him. But why isn't there any build-up within his team to level 29? And then I remembered, oh yeah, because this is a Generation 3 game. And even more so, it's based on the Generation 1 game. And that was back in the day when Pokemon actually had boss fights. Because, like it or not, the boss fights and the gym leaders in Generation, especially 6 and 7, are just glorified trainer battles. Which, that's not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily good either. It's certainly a different direction though. And weirdly enough, in Generation 7 and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, there was a real annoying boss battle against Ultra Necrozma, which was just unbalanced. The issue with one Pokemon boss battles, and that's kind of what I'm afraid of in Pokemon Sword and Shield as far as I've seen so far. I haven't seen a lot of things, but as far as I understand it, part of the whole Dynamax mechanic has something to do with like 5-on-1 raid battles? Maybe I'm making this up. I'm trying not to get too much any Pokemon Sword and Shield thing because I'm not going to be able to play it anyway because I don't own a Switch. And when I get around to it, I'll probably prefer to play it a little bit more blind than I have in the past, because I'm not going to do a Let's Play on it either way, so I don't need to know much about it. The issue though with, that's at least 5-on-1. Ultra Necrozma is 1-on-1 and it's ridiculously powerful. Like stupidly so. The issue there becomes, it's either going to sweep you or you're going to take care of it rather easily. There's not a lot of in-between there. Just as there's not a lot of in-between me knowing where to go and me not knowing where to go. And this is one of those cases where I really don't know where I'm going. I'm probably going to run into a lot of trainer battles anyway, so I'm not going to seek him out. I know there's going to be a level 29 battle, and if that ends up being a weak Pokemon, I am blessed. If that ends up being a strong Pokemon, it could be an issue. Also, the fact that you have 5 Pokemon is going to be an issue. I've learned so far in this randomizer that it's not as much about the level of Pokemon you're facing. Of course, it's still to a very large extent is, but it's mostly about the amount of Pokemon an opponent has, because 5 Pokemon gives 5 opportunities for something that's a real issue to arise. And what that usually, I guess, is kind of the case as well. When it's randomized, it pretty much gives you 5 times the opportunity to run into something like a, well, Deoxys we've already had multiple times. Or, I don't know, Entei, we've had that multiple times as well. We haven't had a Mewtwo yet, which I'm very glad we haven't, because I'm not very equipped to deal with Mewtwo. I never have been, but especially now that Unagi is gone, I don't feel... Or you could run into a Surskit. That's the other side of the story. You could very well run into something that's very weak. I'm gonna use a Surskit which can't do anything to set up rollout. Because it's probably going to die to the second rollout, and then the third rollout is going to kill whatever comes out after it. It might die to one rollout though. Yes, it does. Okay, it's that pathetic. I'm still going to stay in with rollout. Never mind, I'm not, because I don't think this is going to do a lot of damage against Lombre. Then again, what will? Because I don't have anything that can damage it, really. What is even super effective against this guy? Poison? Ice wouldn't be, because water resists ice, right? Electric wouldn't be, because grass resists electric. So I'm just gonna have to power through it with Tien or Stitch. I'm gonna go Tien, because I've been using a lot of Pokemon other than Tien lately, because I didn't want to overlevel Tien, but frankly, now that we're going up to level 29, level 30 almost Pokemon, I feel like we're able to use Tien again a little bit. Okay. I did also forget that it was level 17, probably. Ninetales. I'm gonna go back into Sephiroth because I really desperately want Sephiroth to be useful. I really, really do. It's probably not going to be, and it's probably gonna die in a horrible way very soon. But any chance I can get... Okay, that's a critical hit, but... Actually, for being a critical... I have to remember, this Pokemon is level 17. Everything that happened last episode was high leveled. For the time being, I'm facing low-leveled opponents. When I get to Giovanni, things are going to be an issue again. For right now, pretty much anything on my team should be able to take out anything on his team. Borrowing the fact that he has a Shedinja, which I can't. Actually, yes I can, because I've got Simba, which is super effective against both the types, because it's got both Bite and Amber. Really, Sephiroth, at this point I think you might just deserve to die. Thank you. And now hit the Ninetales, please. You missed your attack. You get one more chance. Okay, I'm gonna switch you out because... Wow, you're useless. What am I gonna switch you into? I've not used Razul in this episode yet. I mean, I haven't used Simba either, because obviously there's not been anything that Simba's useful against. While Razul is not particularly useful against Ninetales, it's not useless either. And this is the first time we can actually use it with a proper move. I have not used Brick Break whatsoever. I bought it in the last episode but didn't actually get to use it. I hate confusion! Because this happens. All the damn time. Yeah, and I'm dealing quite a lot of damage to myself in confusion as well. Snapped out of the confusion, hit Brick Break. Thank you. That's all I needed. You live that. After all that, you live. You would. Razul, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you're pretty damn useless. It's level 17, you're level 25. We're running into a lot of unknown. Oh, it's probably because there's literally 28 unknown. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Because I am assuming that the randomizer takes every unknown as a different Pokemon. Yeah, they're all different unknowns we're running into. So I have never ever considered that, because I've never run into this many unknown in a randomizer before. Then again, most randomizers I've done were in Generation 3 or 2. Most of them were Generation 4 or 5. So... I guess that's why? Because there's just more Pokemon to go around. Moonstone. That'll maybe be useful, maybe it won't be. Taunt. Definitely not going to be using that. Am I doing this on muscle memory? Am I really doing this on muscle memory? I think I'm doing this on muscle memory, guys. Yeah, it certainly seems like I am doing this on muscle memory. Either that or I'm just seeing the puzzle and don't think about it while I solve it, which is pretty much the definition of muscle memory, I think. Well, no, muscle memory is not even looking at it. Seeing it and not thinking about solving it, but still solving it is more like a flow state kind of thing. That being said though, apparently we didn't even have to go here. So, joke's on me, I suppose. Also, I'm really sorry for the artifacting. It's really bad in this map, particularly. I can't really do much against that, I don't think. I don't know what causes it. I think my scaling method might cause it. But I've not found a way to fix it. Because the only other way I can try and fix it is using a different scaling method, which just makes an entire screen very, very blurry. I don't really want to do that. So the occasional underground place where this is going to be an issue, the artifacting, we'll just have to deal with it. I'm guessing I am the one that's the most annoyed by it anyway. It's a rare candy. I'm not going to use that one yet. Because I want to know who's going to benefit from it most. And I think at the moment nobody's really going to benefit especially much from it. Why did I even do that? Okay, so my muscle memory flow state thing has just run out. Clearly. No, it hasn't, because I exactly know where to go. You don't battle me, really? Black glasses. That reminds me, do I have any useful held items altogether? Because I have not been paying attention to that whatsoever throughout this entire playthrough. We already had a moonstone, okay. Brule, no, that's not something useful. Okay, so this is literally the first damage boosting item we get. Guess I'm gonna give it to Simba to increase the power of bite. Because it's literally the only dark type move I have. Such a useful item on Max Eva. You gave me the card key, I believe. Lift key, same thing. Card keys in Silvska, I'm very sorry. Silvska is gonna be an entire beast on and of itself. Jump off. Well, that's very not scary. Okay, it's got Stun Spore and it apparently outspeeds me. I mean, I know Aggron probably isn't the fastest thing around, but it outspeeds me. Really? Paralysis is not gonna matter. Well, it could immobilize me, I suppose. Which it does, because I'm just so freaking lucky. And then my attack misses. Come on, Rex, I want you to do something useful in this series. Anything at all. Just kill something. You could have used that critical hit before. You didn't need that critical hit with Battle You really didn't. Now, we just found the black glasses, so let's go into Simba and bite this Alakazam to death. Because it's pretty much all I can do. It doesn't take hits as well as in Generation 1, so should die in 2 hits. That's what I meant to say, 2 hits. It's not that big a deal, other than the fact that I might miss my next bite because my accuracy falls here, because Kinesis is and we've also been running into a lot of Alakazam in this series, for some reason. And I don't know, I don't think it's one-to-one mapping. So, it might just be entirely random. But it might be one-to-one mapping anyway. I don't remember how I patched the ROM. I really don't remember. Maybe it's global one-to-one mapping. In which case, Alakazam is probably Rattata. Or something like that. Coughing? No, because we've also ran into them during gym battles, right? So, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Lift key. I want to go. It's surprising to me actually that it's not called the elevator key. Because I'm assuming this was localized in America, not in the UK. It's called a lift key, right? Am I going insane? It is the lift key. That's interesting. It might be a weird thing for you guys to hear me say that's interesting, weird things are interesting to me, alright? Localization, that kind of thing, because it's definitely been localized by Game Freak America. Or Nintendo of America, probably. I don't know. Somebody in America. Maybe a third party, I don't freaking know. Well, if it's a third party, it's starting to make sense why it could maybe potentially be a British third party. Or maybe not even that. Maybe it was done in Europe by a non-native English speaker which translated it, which I very much doubt. Would it have been translated by a Japanese person who I have not been... Oh, wow. I'm very sorry for the lack of game audio for the first half of this episode. That's not worthy of re-recording. But I'm still very sorry. I'm just gonna put some other music in there, probably. I don't freaking know. Yeah, I don't know how localization works. Well, it's really interesting to me that that's the lift key and not an elevator key. Which brings us to a real good common question of the day. What is your favorite, like, how do I say this? Localized speech? Nomenclature? Stuff? I don't know. Like, well, like lifts and elevator, or chips and fries, or I don't know. I know there's a lot of different ways to say Secret Santa. Like there's an absolute ton of ways that people refer to that as. So what is your favorite kind where a bunch of different people within the same language refer to the same thing as something different? I don't know how I'm going to fit that in a little bit of screen space, but I'll figure it out during editing. I don't know what mine is, to be honest, but it's always very interesting to me because I'm not a native English speaker, as you all are probably very well aware by now. So both my accents and my vocabulary are all over the damn place. It's... Huh. Do I need to beat both of you? I feel like I do. So my vocabulary and accent are all over the place. It's a little bit of everything and I use things rather interchangeably. Maybe sometimes I'll use an American tie-in and I don't... Maybe even from a certain part of America and I wouldn't even know that it's not American in general, or sometimes I'll use a British thing or whatever. Castful. Huh. Wouldn't you know? I really like Castform's gimmick. I just wish that there were other more useful Pokemon that had something similar to it. Because the whole thing with weather is kind of neat. Having a more powerful, even a Mega Castform, as silly as it sounds, would be neat to have. Probably shouldn't have stayed in there. Gonna be honest with you. Because if he uses Weather Ball now, I'm done for. Oh yeah, I probably should have gone to the Pokemon Center recently. I guess we're going into Stitch. Or like a line or a queue. Funny thing about queue is that it's also just a ladder. I don't know who came up with the word queue. It's also spelled very funny. You have to admit that the word queue, just visually the way it looks, it's just a little bit odd. Just a little bit. I'm thinking of more, but I think you guys get the point. So tell me what your favorite one of them. Also, what is your favorite Castform design? It's not going to be the common question of the day, but I really like the Hail one. Which is a shame, because Hail is not a weather condition you... That was a Pupitar, I do believe. Well, let's just stay in. hail is not a weather condition you see all that often, as well as the freeze status condition. You don't see it all that often, and that while it's theoretically the same chance to get frozen as to be paralyzed or burned by certain moves, just the ice type variation. I suppose that's because ice types in general are just more rare than fire and electric types, maybe? I don't know, but even within ice type gyms, which there's not a lot of them either, I'm aware, but even within those, I feel like I don't really ever get frozen. Or ice type Elite 4 members, or whatever. I don't even know what the rules are surrounding being frozen, because I know paralysis and burn don't heal by themselves. And sleep, you wake up after a time. I think after 2 to 5 turns, you wake up. What is the rules around being frozen? Because you do thaw out eventually. I do think you also thaw out when a fire type move is used against you. But maybe that's something that's added in a later generation, now that I think about it actually. Oh, there's gonna be more battles before I can get out of here. Come on, face the other way. Thank you. Oh god. Okay, so we're using potions. Also, I think I might need a card key as well. I don't know what I'm doing. We've got a hyper potion. We've got 5 super potions. Let's use one on Sephiroth. Do I have a paralysis heal? Do I? I don't think I do. Which means that Aggron is pretty useless starting right about now. Which is a shame. So maybe I should just try to go to the Pokemon Center, but I've already wasted 3 potions at this point, so I'm going to stick with it for a little while. What was I talking about before getting sidetracked there? Could you please face the other way again? Because I don't think I want to go here yet. Pretty please? Damn it! I tried. I really tried. I don't want to face too many trainers because even though they're not that high level, I'm scared. What are the odds? Well, with this many rocket grunts, the odds of me eventually running into a coughing are actually pretty high. But I feel like this usually would have probably been a coughing as well. One of these two. And so far we've faced like probably around 15 Pokemon. So literally odds are 380, no, 86, yeah. I think it's 386. Not divided by 15, 15 over 380. You know what I mean. Let's not go do a math thing here. That's another one of them. Is it math or maths? Is there an S in math? This is one where I firmly believe in the American version where you guys say math rather than maths. Because for one, it's just annoying to add the S to that word. And also, why do you make it plural? I mean, it's short for mathematics. I am very aware. But it's counter-argument being, why am I using byte? Because I literally have something that's super effective against you. Counter-argument there being is fridge and refrigerator. Because fridge is short for refrigerator, but the spelling is all over the place if you're looking at it. It doesn't have the same letters in it. There's some letters that are very misplaced in the word fridge. And we all use it. It's not an issue, and everyone, well, I don't know, maybe there's some people in England or the UK which are like, no, the word fridge is absolutely not a thing we do. Maybe that is specifically something American as well, and I just don't know about that. I wouldn't know. But I feel like fridge is a pretty universally used word. So today's episode is all about linguistics, apparently. I really want to keep using Rex. Actually, I probably shouldn't, because Rex is getting over-leveled this way, and Rex is already rather powerful as it is, and why would I do that? I'm not thinking in today's episode. It's a good thing that all these Pokemon are so gosh darn weak, because I'm really not using my head. Let's go into Stitch. I want to go into Sephiroth, but I don't have faith in Sephiroth, and I want to get this over quickly because we're 25 minutes, almost 26 minutes into the episode, and I really want to beat Giovanni in this episode, and it's taken a while, and that battle is going to take a while as well, and can you even miss Fake Out? Yes, you can, because you've been sand attacked. So this is going to be hell on earth as well. I really prefer the episodes where we get to catch Pokemon rather than battle a lot of trainers, to be honest, because it's exciting. It's interesting to see what will fit with our team and if we can switch something out and just make our team become a little bit more powerful in the process. And this is just, especially against these guys, I definitely should have done this before the gym, because these guys are just a joke. Granted, the fact that I'm literally facing a Ladybug, which is a ladybug, with a sumo wrestler, might be undercutting that a little bit as well. I'm totally aware, but that's what randomizers do. Sometimes you're facing a trainer with a Groudon Animal Trace, and sometimes you're facing a Team Rocket Grunt with a Ladybug. That's just... That's the gist of things. That's just how they go. And I'm pretty sure when I go back from being at the Pokemon Center, I'm gonna do it anyway, obviously. I'm going to get addicted to the slot machines and never return to my adventure, and the entire Kanto region is going to go to absolute shit. And that is why we don't include the Game Corner in modern Pokemon games. Actually, it's got something to do, I believe, with the age rating and gambling elements. Because when you include gambling elements, I think it becomes a age rating of 12. Well, Pokemon really would prefer to stay at an age rating of 3. That might be a European thing, though, specifically. Or an American thing, also. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is that way in Europe. And I could see them changing that for an entire continent. I mean, if it was for one or two countries within Europe, they probably wouldn't. But for an entire continent, yes. And one or two countries, probably if it was in Germany, they would probably pay attention to it, because the central Nintendo of Europe is located in Germany, I'm pretty sure. You see, now we're facing a Ice type. Legendary Pokemon, which, yes, it's also an Ice type, but that's not the most scary thing about it. Because we can literally hit you with Stitch in the face and you will probably die very quickly. I swear to God, if this freezes me after me talking about not getting frozen. Well, if it drops your speed, I'm pretty sure it's not going to even be able to freeze. Because I don't... Yeah, burps. I don't think there's any moves that have... Maybe in the newer generations, but as far as I'm aware, there's not any moves that have more than one side effect. Other than things like Ancient Power, which increases multiple stats. And there might be... This is real annoying, by the way. There might be also moves that decrease multiple stats, but I don't think there's any moves that increase or decrease a stat and give a status condition as well. Because that would just be overpowered. I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure there isn't, and if there is, I need that move. Would it be balanced if it's both like 10% though? Or maybe like... Yeah, both 10% sounds about right, because I don't know what the chance for Ancient Power to raise all your stats, well, not all your stats, but all the important stats, I think is also 30%. So it's just one of the stats, like physical attack, and also giving a chance to poison the opponent, for instance, or paralyze. Let's go paralyze because it's one that doesn't deal damage. I'm not even gonna use a useful move on you because you literally can't do anything. That was a critical hit and did wow. Feebas, you're useless. But if it paralyzed the opponents and gave you like a 1 point bonus in physical attack, special attack, anything. And it has a 10% chance for either to proc. So it could be either or both. So the chance of them both happening is real low because that's 10% times 10%. That's literally 1% chance that both of them happen. That could be an interesting move. Maybe it's very not balanced and maybe it would absolutely break the competitive scene. But I feel like it wouldn't be reliable enough to break the competitive scene. So I think it would just be a nice gimmicky move. Which I approve of gimmicky moves. Especially when they're interesting and unique like that. The more unique moves which aren't just like this typing with this amount of damage, the better. Okay, starts off with Aladias. Of course you do. Oh god. So this is going to be the most difficult one. It's not going to be level 29 with this. Latios is going to be the most annoying thing to deal with. Do I want to roar it out? I think I want to roar it out. Roar is actually a useful move because I just want to push this Latios fight back. I want to see what else he has. Electabuzz. I can deal with Electabuzz. Can I? I mean, this is gonna be not very effective, right? That's neutral? I would have sworn Steel would resist. No, it's the other way around. I literally just ran into that with Jolteon. It's the other way around. Steel's not very effective against Electric. Again, critical hits, wrong timing. Thanks, I appreciate it, but wrong timing. Okay, Electabuzz is done for. At least now I can switch into something to do with Latias. The question is what? Sephiroth? Am I really gonna go to Sephiroth for this Latias? I guess so. It's the only thing that has a rock type move, which is the only thing I have which can actually damage this. I could glare. I could yawn. Let's put it to sleep. Oh, damn it! Should have gone for rollout. Should have gone for rollout. I was trying to be smart. You don't have any useful moves so far. Wait a second, this could be good. This could be real good. I'm locked into rollout now, so Sephiroth might die. You have Dragon Breath. Yeah, Sephiroth is definitely gonna die. Shit. Oh, that's doing nothing. Stop using Dragon Breath. Go back to using your Water Sport attack. Safeguard. I missed an attack and it saved me. That being said, I don't know what the frick I'm supposed to do now. Because going back into Rex is very risky. What is the highest special defense? Definitely not you. Your special... No. It's higher. It's lower. It's higher. It's lower. Ante. Let's give it a shot with Ante. How well do you take a Dragon Breath? Decently well. I can roar you out with Ante as well and save you until the last Pokemon. If he switches into something that's a pushover, I can actually use that Pokemon to heal up Sephiroth again. So I'm gonna roar you out. Safeguard doesn't protect against roar, does it? No, it doesn't. Beldum. I don't think you have anything useful. I'm gonna use this turn to use my last Super Potion on Rex, not on Sephiroth. No, not on Sephiroth. Sephiroth tried and failed. You only have Takedown, which is not going to do a lot of damage. And it's going to damage you as well, actually. Does Steel resist Dark? They're both special. Wait a second. And I have to check something. Because with the black glasses, it's pretty much just a stab boost. An artificial stab boost. So they're both special. And white is significantly more powerful. And they might both be super effective if steel doesn't resist dark. I'm just going to try it out. He's not going to do anything against me anyway. So steel does resist dark, we've learned today. And he's doing more damage to me than I would have liked. So please die. You lived. Of course you did. This Beldam got closer to killing Simba than I would have liked. I'm very glad that it was a Beldam at level 29 and not the Latias, because that would have been horrible. Seeing how badly Simba took that Dragon Breath, by the way, I'm very scared for Rex's health. But I think Rex might be the only thing that can actually deal any significant damage. Well, maybe Tien can as well, actually. With Mega Kick or Mega Punch, whatever he has. She has, sorry. Chipping away at that HP. I just need to take this one Dragon Breath. Oh, I resisted. I'm Steel type, of course. I should have figured that out before. Of course, Steel typing. That's why we're very happy to have Rex on the team, because Steel literally resists everything in the universe. I can do more damage against myself than the Dragon Breath can do against me. Even a critical hit doesn't do that much for being a crit. Talking about critical hits, we're getting them at the least opportune moments in the universe today. Okay, that Latias was definitely the boss fight in this episode. And talking about this episode, it's been long enough. So I'm going to end of this episode. That's $2,900. Or yen, or Poke Dollars, or whatever you like to call it. So this gives us the Sylph Scope, which means that next episode we can go back to Lavender Town, and in Lavender Town face our rival, which at this point might actually be a pushover as well, and capture another Pokemon in Lavender Tower itself, which is going to be very good for us. Because if we run into another one of those Latias, and if we run into with Jim and underestimate the Jim again like we did last episode, and is going to have a legendary or a more powerful Pokemon like that Latias, if that combines, we're done for. And we don't have anything particularly useful in the box, I don't think, at the moment. So having another one just for a backup, or maybe it'll just be a really good Pokemon, it'll be nice to have. So until the next time, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video. Also, Discord link is down below in the description if you want to keep up to date with all my uploads and Twitch live streams, which we're doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer run as of me recording this. I'm going to start that soon. I'll see you all next time. Bye.